One of college football's most respected names is Floyd Ben Schwartzwalder, a hard-nosed, soft-spoken gentleman who builds championship football teams at Syracuse University. His Orange Men are a consistent power among the major independents, always in contention for sectional and national honors. Chief factor in the Syracuse success story is a devastating running attack. A successful ground attack depends on slick ball handling. Here's Coach Schwartzwalder to show you how it's done.
In any variation of the T formation, the first exchange is between the center and the quarterback. Constant practice makes this smooth and consistent. The center whips the ball back with the laces turned up. The quarterback must get a firm two-handed grip. What are some of the things a quarterback can do after taking the snap? If the defense permits, the simplest thing you can do is run straight ahead on a quarterback sneak. The second thing he can do is throw the ball, a drop-back pass, a roll-out, or a little pop pass. If the linebackers are crowding him, he can jump right up and throw a quick pop, or he can fake a dive to the halfback and then throw a pop. A third alternative is to pitch the ball to a halfback. The halfback flies a step, then takes a quick pitch out and runs for daylight. The pitch out gets the ball to the running back more quickly than a handoff, so more teams are using it. In a real game situation, our quarterback does a smooth reverse spin and releases a reasonably soft pass. Now he becomes a blocker, helping to spring his running back for a good long gain. A simple pitch out has become more and more an effective play in the game of football. Another alternative, the quarterback fakes a handoff, actually shows the ball going into the pocket, and then keeps it himself. Good faking freezes the defense. This becomes an option play, and anything that has option in it is significant in football because the defense is forced to defend over a wider area. Now we come to a key fundamental in ball handling, the handoff. On a dive to the right halfback, for instance, the quarterback steps right and sticks the ball into the pocket made by the halfback. You stick both hands into the pocket. Going right, you keep the left hand on the ball until you're sure the halfback is taking it. Then you continue to fake. The halfback forms a pocket with his left elbow up and his right hand under the ball. A handoff to the tailback works on the same principle. Common mistakes involve both the quarterback and the ball carrier. The runner's elbow must be high enough to form a proper pocket, and the quarterback must make absolutely sure the halfback has the ball before releasing it. In the reverse back-off, the fullback literally takes the ball in the exchange. Quarterback turns clear around and has moved beyond the point where the ball will be run. This is very tight and effective ball handling. Another type of maneuver, the reverse spin and handoff, we use the same exchange technique as we do on a dive play. The quarterback spins and holds out the ball. The fullback takes it from him. This is a solid inside quickie. There's nothing very tricky about it, the simple handoff, but this is basic ball handling. You must be able to execute the basic fundamentals with precision, cleanly and smoothly if your offense is to succeed against the enemy. After you've mastered the fundamentals, you'll be ready to move on to more complicated things. Before we do that, though, let's pay a visit to the familiar cooler for Coke that you'll find near many football locker rooms. Things seem to go better after a bottle of ice-cold Coca-Cola, and it doesn't matter whether you're a coach thinking over a practice session or a player headed for the second half. Back to action now, and to what we call our ride series. Any option play is important because it forces the defense to protect a wider and deeper territory. Our quarterback steps out with his lead foot, then the other, and then a hop, landing on both feet. He puts the ball into the pocket and keeps his eye on the defensive end. If the defensive end floats, he gives the ball to the fullback. If the defensive end closes down along the line of scrimmage, the quarterback actually pulls the ball back out of the pocket and keeps it himself. This is his second of the three options. What makes the Syracuse ride series unique is that our quarterback makes three options separately. He can give to the fullback, he can keep, or he can pitch to the halfback. Does the fullback know if he's going to keep the ball on the ride? He does not. Both the quarterback and the fullback hold it, and the quarterback decides to give or keep depending on what the defensive end does. We figure if we don't know who's going to end up with the ball, the enemy can't know either. Is the fullback going to get it and head up the field? Is the quarterback going to keep it? Is he going to turn the corner and run or pitch out to the trailing halfback? If the halfback is phased in about 5 yards away and behind the quarterback, he becomes a dangerous outside threat. Having three options gives our quarterback a lot of flexibility, and it gives the defense fits. In connection with the ride series, we have other plays. The much publicized scissors starts out as a ride, but ends up as a misdirection, catching the defense out of position. The quarterback fakes to the fullback with a half ride, pulls the ball back, and makes a front handoff to the wingback, who is backed off with a snap. From his flanking position, the wingback starts inside when the quarterback pulls the ball away from the fullback. If we did nothing but run, the defense would close up. So the ride pass is an important part of the ride series. We want the defensive secondary to think that the fullback's going to have the ball. So we give a good ride, and the fullback fakes into the line. The better the job of faking, the longer we freeze the defense into position. This is true on all offensive plays. Another effective pass in the series is the ride peel back. The quarterback fakes the ride to the fullback and peels back to the opposite side. He has three receivers, the long end in the deep middle, the wingback deep backside, and the fullback who has continued through the line after the fake and cut shallow to the backside. Long games like this start with smooth ball handling, convincing faking, and of course, that important extra effort. A final play in this series is the ride pitch, a quick ride to the full, and a basketball two-handed pitch to the halfback. Another but a simple, effective series starts with a regular pitch out to the halfback. We get some variation and deception out of this simple maneuver when the quarterback pitches back to the halfback, who then hands the ball to the quarterback as he comes by. If the defense has plugged up the hole against a run inside, and if the secondary has come up to help out, we will find a receiver or two open downfield. This is a modern variation of the effective old-time buck lateral series off the single wing. And of course we can vary this by having the quarterback peel back to the short side and making another counter direction or misdirection play. Football, of course, is a game of deception. At Syracuse, we have been lucky enough to have a series of great running backs who could really move that ball. But defenses can key on even the best of running backs. You must have deception to get them running good running room. If you can fool the defense for a split second as to who has the ball, you've got a chance to go places. Taking the snap, giving and holding a fake, taking a handoff, These are teamwork tools a good back must have and use. The object of the offense in football is to move the ball downfield and over the goal line. Ball handling is an important part of that job.